Just in, NSA finally destroys Trump, Russia conspiracy theory, our president is innocent. A lot of crazy stuff has happened in the political world over the last year and a half. While mostly manufactured controversies are swirling around the Trump administration at the moment, many large-scale scandals have all but disappeared from the headlines. It's rather convenient and entirely intentional on behalf of the liberal media. Two of these scandals involve email, the Hillary email saga and the DNC hacks. Both incidents revealed a stunning amount of incompetence and corruption, but at the end of the day, nothing has come of either. And unfortunately, that's nothing new. The DNC email scandal was effectively swept under the rug from the start, despite very clear evidence that the Democratic primary was rigged in Clinton's favor. On top of that, pay-for-play schemes were made known, as well as the tactics and strategies the left employs to push their propaganda out to the masses. And of course, one of the defining narratives surrounding the DNC hacks was that the Russians were responsible. This fit perfectly with the media's desire to smear Trump by fabricating evidence that he and Russians were colluding together to steal away the election. The media reported it as fact that it was the Kremlin's fault and that they were trying to undermine Hillary. Further, it was proof that Americans didn't really want Trump to be their president. But no evidence has ever been shown to verify this outrageous claim. And many believe the email leaks came from within the DNC. Maybe even from the murdered Seth Rich, which has been implied by WikiLeaks. However, after many months of waiting, a recent report might finally give us the answers some of us have been looking for. Via Western journalism, citing The Nation, a new report blows the left's claim out of the water, as it suggests that the DNC email hacks were an inside job, not an attack by the Russians. Patrick Lawrence conducted a review of findings made by numerous computer experts, all formerly with the National Security Agency. His conclusion is twofold. Point 1, hard science proves that an outside hack of DNC servers would have been impossible. Point 2, forensic study of the Guccifer 2.0 documents, the documents that helped launch the assumption that Russia was behind the hack, shows a haphazard cut-and-paste forgery intended to point the finger at Vladimir Putin. Lawrence argues, based on the findings of NSA experts, that the alleged hack was actually done by someone with direct access to the DNC computer network. In other words, the publication of sensitive information during the 2016 campaign was executed by a leaker within the DNC. The report does not necessarily rule out Russian involvement with regard to the phishing of campaign chairman John Podesta's emails or who exactly handed the stolen information to WikiLeaks. But phishing isn't really hacking, especially in the case of Podesta, who had an embarrassingly weak password that could have been legitimately guessed by someone with his email address. The conclusion of this not-so-surprising report relies on investigations conducted by veteran intelligence professionals for Sanity, an organization made up entirely of former officers in the United States intelligence community. VIPS, which currently has 4 chief researchers working on this case, reports that a long-distance hack of DNC servers would have been a technological impossibility. On the evening of July 5, 2016, 1,976 megabytes of data were downloaded from the DNC's server, Lawrence writes. The operation took 87 seconds. This yields a transfer rate of 22.7 megabytes per second. These statistics are matters of record and essential to disproving the hack theory. No internet service provider, such as a hacker would have had to use in mid-2016, was capable of downloading data at this speed. Analysts suggest that the top possible speed is about 16 megabytes per second. Skip Fulton, MIT executive at IBM for 33 years, claims that 22.7 megabytes per second, the speed at which the documents would have to have been downloaded if conducted abroad, is extremely unlikely. With all this evidence in mind, Lawrence thinks that the hack came from someone working within the DNC. On top of which, there's a good chance the Guccifer 2.0 documents were altered to cast blame on Russia, Within the documents were very obvious references and nuances that made it seem like it was Russian in